Hi guys, I just wanted to do a sketchbook tour for you today, keeping with the tours after the tattoo tour last time. So this sketchbook was from April 2018 until May 2019, and that's when I had my gap year, and I really wanted to focus on my painting. So on the cover page I have this watercolour of Amanita, Fly Garrick. Yeah, I just used watercolour for this, and then I had a white gel pen for the highlights. But I just thought it was a nice way to start this sketchbook. So carrying on with that, I have another little mushroom watercolour, and this is a cluster tough shank. And I just use the same technique with watercolours and then a little white gel pen to go over it. And then I just wanted to do a little swatch page of materials I was going to use in this sketchbook, and it's a little bit faint, but this is like a lady sort of all folded up in like chemistry glass, and you can just see like the purple chemical and like the steam in there. Then I have some more watercolours. This one is a peyote, looking glorious with all of its roots. I think this was from a Pinterest reference. This one I know it was from Life, and I think these are little buttercup leaves. Okay, and then here I just have a little fern doodle, and there's a little snake plant down there on the bottom as well. Oh, and then this is like, oh, not quite. This was also from Life. I'm not sure the name of this plant, but it's like quite grows in bushes, and it has like really cute little yellow petals. And I did have it in this page, but it's just kind of left its little trail of petals there. And then next I have a little audit of the flowers that were out in the spring of 2018. This is like ink line drawings with fine liners. I absolutely love this spread. Yeah. Then I just have a cicada that I've done in pencil. I think this was copied from Pinterest as well. I tried to keep most of this original, but there's a few like reference pieces in here. This one's original, so this one is in acrylic, and it's just some blue daisies. I really wanted to have a go at using more like bright saturated colours and contrast. And then I just had a go with some coloured pencils, some more little mushrooms. I'm not sure what the names of those are, but those are from photo reference. This is just a bit of an architectural mind dump. There's just loads going on here. I think, yeah, some of this is maybe somewhere in Spain, and telegraph wires and all sorts. And then I've just used some highlighters for the kind of sunset in the background. This is just a little doodle of some succulents. Just with highlighters again and fine liners. This was also from a photo. This was from Pinterest. And then it's watercolour and maybe a bit of fine liner in there as well. This was from a photo. Just a really pretty jewel beetle. We've got some more mushrooms. We've got some purple bluets there, looking lovely. That's watercolour again. And then I've got this mermaid who's stuck in a plastic bottle, little environmental piece. I really like how the bottle and the tail turned out, but I'm not so sure on her body or expression. It's a bit stiff. Yeah, I was planning to do that again at some point. It's just a little fun monkey doodle with some black and gold, sort of weird sort of alien city and some little lunar stuff going on there. These are just some sketches from Instagram. They're a little bit hard to see. This one is a bit explicit. This is a weird yoga lady that I just decided to draw, and her head is just kind of all scribbles. There's just trying out some different shades and tones in watercolour. These kind of relate back to those purple mushrooms. This one is from a photo reference of a little derelict door. I believe this is in acrylic as well. And then this is the start of Inktober 2018. So there's this kind of bit rebellious punk look here, sort of rainbows coming out your eyes. And then I've got this gorgeous little mutant cat, and then just some studies of hands. And I've got some ink caps, and this one was a weird dream I had about a man with no skin and walking through a field of mushrooms, but I thought it would look cool as an Inktober. I've tried to kind of show the muscles and everything there. It's a bit gross. This one is a little nightscape of a little nature reserve near to where I live. This is a big scorpion, and I've tried to kind of make it 3D with the red behind it. I think the colour doesn't show up that well on here. And then we have this sort of geometric mandala with a bit of dot work going on. I was really into kind of these kind of tattoo designs at the time. This is inspired by a quote which I love, which is keep breaking your heart until it's open. I think it was heartbroken at the time, and it's just this idea of like, you know, your heart's being ripped apart, but it's gonna let out that light that's within. Bit cheesy, but that's okay. These are some little feet, and it's just the idea of like, I was waitressing at the time and just been on my feet all day, and just that feeling you get when the balls of your feet are like really hot and sore. So that's what this is showing here. And then I have some little mushroom nightscapes, little woods, these sort of little glow in the dark caps, and this girl who's kind of becoming part of the mushroom mycelium. And here I've got a load of moths, a bit like tattoo flash there. And then I have some spooky sheep, and I sort of tried out this technique where you use salt with watercolours in order to give this weird marbling effect. I think it turned out alright. It's probably something I should go back to at some point, but that was quite fun. And then I've got sort of strange industrial collage of different things, and then this slightly spooky spiritual looking man smoking a cigarette. Then I have some zombie fish. This is all in ink and fat liners. This is a tattoo design that I actually did for my aunt. And then I start to get into some more colour, more portraits. From now on, there'll probably be quite a few more portraits. So that's the end of Inktober. These were both from Pinterest references. This just says hiding in the dappled light. But yeah, I was really trying to play around with some skin tones, some bright colours there. Then I just got some sketches of motorbikes. These are just from reference. This is my own design, my own original, called Submerged. And I love this piece so much. She's like slightly cartoonish, and just sort of submerging into the water, sort of blending into it. And then carried on that theme. It's a bit hard to see this one because it's really pale, but this guy here is kind of almost like he's in a bath of milk, or like he's sinking back into the page. I've called this one Absorb, and this one I've called Sinking, and you can just see her smile coming through there. It's a little bit faint on camera. These are sketches from when I came up to Bristol on open day. I've been at that uni for like, I'm just starting second year now. But yeah, this is some sketches of the library on the open day and some stuff along the bus journey to my aunt's house. So that's quite fun. This is a really weird, surreal one. I tried to draw something and it just didn't turn out how I wanted it to, and I just felt a bit stuck with my art, and so this one is called Stagnant, and I think it really shows really well what I was feeling at the time. I quite like it. These are some, I think these are in acrylic again. I don't think I had any gouache then. Or this one's watercolour and this one's acrylic. These are some hand studies. This one, and I've got some quotes saying, "Let the decay out, let the flowers grow." So yeah, there's just some mushrooms growing out of a hand and a hand holding a bouquet. I really like this like surreal fusion between humans and nature, and it's something that I explore quite a lot. Like here, my beautiful Inuit lady in a kind of big fluffy hood, and she's kind of inhabited by these vines which are just like coming out of her. And it says, "Ferns like tongues," is the quote I've got there. And these are just some of the watercolours I used for this one. So this is really the start of me getting into portraits. I never went back to finish this, but this is supposed to be, it says "Let the bees go free," and it's supposed to be a beehive being kind of set loose and sort of becoming the sand of the desert in Morocco. Because this was like close to when I was going travelling. Here, just some little stick and poke tattoo designs, and then there's this amazing Mother Nature kind of hippie goddess. I actually managed to sell this one on Instagram. It's my first print that I sold. I was really excited about. Yeah. Some more little stick and poke tattoo designs. This is just a watercolour of a picture of Morocco that I really liked. What else? This was on New Year's, and I had a concussion at the time because I'd fallen over, and I was just feeling really weird, and so I came up with this really weird, surreal, sort of snaky portrait. So that's what's going on there. There is a mouth, nose and eyes, but it's a bit quite distorted, and then I'm just kind of scribbling out some themes there. This one is a picture from my pen pal in Spain who I was talking to. This one I never went back to paint, but I watched a program with my dad about swamps in America, and there's a really cute picture of the roots of a big swamp tree with just millions of little baby crocodiles or alligators in it, and I thought it looked awesome, but I never went back to paint it. This says "Dormant." We're all tangled up in this together, and there's just 3 watercolour portraits of some sleepy boys. This was just a little rock and roll doodle, a bit psychedelic, and this was some thumbnails and sort of concept designs for a painting I wanted to do. I never normally do this process, but I think I'd seen someone else do it and I wanted to try it out, and I think it was actually quite useful. So that's what inspired this, which is a strange blood transfusion acrylic So you've got all the blood vessels in the background, and then you've got these two holding hands, and they're kind of transfused together. I think I've just named this Fusion. It's just another mushroom piece. Little watercolours. I think this is somewhere in Italy. These two were just from reference, they weren't my own. I think they were just from photos. Oh, doesn't want to turn. This one, I was up pretty late and I couldn't sleep, and I just really wanted a cup of tea. So I felt like doing this, and it just says "drown me in tea," and it's just this woman just completely letting off steam in a little tea bar. And then I just wanted to just do some swatches with different colours, and not really for anything, but just practicing tones. What do we have? I've got another lady in a bath in a cup. This is another one I need to paint. So yeah, maybe this one is a bit more like a pond, like a soup. But I just really like this type of surrealism. I got some tigers. I don't paint animals very much, and I wanted to give it a go. So there's some tigers, some watercolour. I think these were from a few different photos, and I just kind of put them together. This was something I doodled at work, kind of thinking about architecture and future cities, and just practicing some mouths and noses over here. This gorgeous lady is in watercolour, and she's got a beautiful headscarf. This one, I really liked this sketch, but the next one has bled through, but I don't mind because the next page is kind of a evolved version of this. This is just a sketch of a guy with his back out, and then on the next page he has become beautifully tattooed and strangely turning into mushrooms. And this is, I called the listening moth. It's like really weird, surreal moth. They're a little bit psychedelic as well. Just with some different female parts kind of joined in there. I was doing yoga and I just had the worst stomach ache, and I just felt like there was a big angry snake in my stomach. So that's what this is all about, and I didn't realise until later, but I then learned about Kundalini, and I feel like this is a good representation of kind of the dormant Kundalini or the waking Kundalini, which is a concept of like a sort of snake god that lives within you and is awakened through enlightenment. These are some little skyscapes of views from my parents' house, some more little mushroom watercolours from Pinterest, a giant calligraphy signature there, not sure why, and some more cute little mushrooms from Pinterest. I really liked the colour combination with these. This gorgeous guy is inspired by some of the people and traditional outfits I saw in Morocco. I just really love the bright fabric. This is from a photo I have of one of the rooftop views out in Morocco that I went to, that I'd done in watercolours. This is also watercolour. And then to finish off the sketchbook, have this octopus lady, a weird surreal portrait. So yeah, that's it for 2018 to 2019. This is the most like full sketchbook of finished works that I have, and I put a lot of work into it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Give us a like if you want to, or a subscribe. I might do more. This is kind of random, but yeah, I just wanted to share that. Thank you.